Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today we're going to be going over the nighttime event in which, for the first time ever, 4 troops came out for an event. The Spooky Imp, which I covered in the other video, as well as the Dragon Knight, Innkeeper, and Queen Ysabelle, all of which we're going to be going over in this video. So let's start getting into it. Before I do though, there was a lot of people were farming last week. And for one, mainly because we know that legendary tasks are going to be coming out now. And Intrum ended up breaking the world record in Gems of War last week and getting 43,000 trophies. My guild was trying to do that too, and we got to around 35,000 trophies. So good effort for all that. Me specifically, end up making position 10, as you can see right there, and we get all of this from it. So not that much. All of the leaderboard rewards are so small. But anyways, also let me shut off this so we don't keep getting that thing popping up. But anyways, what we're going to be doing right now I'm going to be farming all of the event keys I have right now, and just using them until I hopefully get 2 copies of Queen Ysabelle to Mythic, so 7 copies total. I don't know how many keys I'll actually be taking till I get there. Well, there's 1. Maybe we'll stop a little bit shorter if we don't get too many other. But we can see we're getting a lot of Dragon Knights, of course, a lot of Valor. And the rest are the rest of the ultra rares and epics do go to some of the other kingdoms, but the legend is always just from Sword's Edge, meaning you can only get Queen Ysabelle and Shadow Dragon as legendary drops from this key right now. So okay, drops there. I wish that one legendary trait stone would have been another Queen Ysabelle, but let's keep going. Another time. Okay, there we go. That makes up for it. I'm fine now. 3 Queen Ysabelles. Okay, that brings us to a total of 4 and 2 celestial trait stones. Gosh. Oh, and we even got an Arcane Swamp, which she needs to be able to trade up, so that was good. So we're up to 4. Let's see how much further we can get. Come on, a couple more. We didn't get a single Shadow Dragon yet. Can Shadow Dragon even drop? We're getting insane luck, if not. Well, that's all of them. Oh no, that's 6. I still need 1 more Queen Ysabelle. Watch, now it'll give me a Shadow Dragon. Come on, 1 more. 1 more. Ooh, that's not good. 0. Okay, let's just do some gems on it then. Go past all of our event keys. Let's see. There we go. There's the 7th one. Okay, so we have Queen Ysabelle to Mythic now. Not a single Shadow Dragon drop. Shadow Dragon should be able to drop right now. That's a bit weird. It even came over to the side there. We either got like insanely good luck there, especially on that second one where we got 3, or Shadow Dragon is not a drop pool. Look, he's right there. He should be in the drop pool. Maybe he's just slightly lower in the drop pool than Queen Ysabelle. That's the only thing I can really think. But anyways, that's the drop rate for event keys. I would say Queen Ysabelle is a pretty good choice. We're about to show her trader right now. Another queen, the 5th queen added to the game. She is pretty good with all night teams, all night, all human. And there's actually a lot of different troops in this game that are human knights. Particularly, they're particularly good in early game too. So if you have some event keys or just extra gems just laying around, you might want to try for her. We're going to trade her all the way to max, of course. And her legendary ability actually gives 2 armor to all humans at the start of each turn. Not much of a use for armor, but it's her ability where she really shines. You really don't even need any traits on her to really make her work in a team. But let's level her up to max, and let me go use the teams now. So we are going to be going over all 3. I'll just do them instead of just in the shop. I'll just do them one by one. But speaking about shop, let me give out the redeem code real quick for today. Redeem code. It is not on my copy paste. Again, I'll just have it on a little bar right here. It'll also be in the description. I had it on my paste earlier. Don't know what happened with it. I'm clicking paste right now. It's not doing anything. Oh well, but that'll be there. It'll be there if you have annotations on it. It'll also be in the description. But let's go into the teams now. Well, let's just start with the first one. Go all the way down. And we are going to start off with the Ysabelle team. Of course, replace these out for the queen. And then we'll explain what she actually does. Queen Ysabelle does so many things. Wow, and for 15 mana too. She deals an ally's attack as damage to the first enemy, then gives them 15 attack and armor. That's based on magic. And then all allies other than herself gain 3 to 8 magic. Very, very good with Valkyrie, because you have about a 50% chance, maybe even a little bit higher, that you will fill up your Valkyrie with using 2 Queen Ysabelles. So you just have 2 Queen Ysabelles, put something up front. I put up Northrender here because it's a human, and it also gains attack, and it creates blue, so it does pretty much everything. It's not that good at tanking, but hopefully all the armor gets from 2 Ysabelles will be enough for it to survive. Plus, it gets even more armor from her. I will be showing her in a night team at the end of this video, but yeah, trait-wise, she isn't really that good. The only really half-decent trait is her legendary ability, and even that isn't particularly good. This gives 2 armor to all humans per turn, which can be okay, since if you made a whole human team, or doing 3 like this, or if you had multiple Queen Ysabelles, we're getting 3 troops, getting 4 armor every single turn. So we're going to be able to do quite a bit with that. Banner, we can either set to green, blue, but I might actually set this to a blue, yellow, I'm thinking. I was going to keep Valkyrie off, but I think because of the Queen Ysabelles, we'll probably get her up naturally. But at the beginning of the game, I think we might actually need it. So let's go Swords Edge Banner and do that for this team. So let's see how it does against a Corvash. Of course, the one might get stunned out, but as long as we start getting this looping, it should be going pretty well overall. And servers have been acting up a little bit. They seem to be fine right now, but who knows, they might start acting up again. So right off the bat, probably take blue and brown right there, since we can get more that way. If we can get our North Render up, we can even create more blues for us. We won't even need our Valkyrie cast at that point. Skulls right there. I'm going to have to no, actually, we don't have to interrupt them. We'll get Valkyrie up there. That is exactly why I got her banner up. If we didn't have that +1, she'd be at 9 mana right now instead of full. So that was a good choice on that. As far as anything else right here, I'll probably just swipe that and convert out the purple. We don't actually use purple. We can take that, and we finally have the Queen Ysabelle up. Just take that. Hopefully the other Queen Ysabelle can get up our Queen Ysabelle, and we'll use that right now. Of course, she deals the attack of the first ally that we have, or wait, yeah, deals an ally's attack as damage to the first enemy. So we'll just do this. We can actually select any of them. So I'm actually going to still select first slot. I thought it automatically selected first slot, but it doesn't matter. We can select any of them. So that'll end up working out. We'll take skulls, make sure he's like super huge. He does have the stone skin, so it's taking a little bit more to actually kill through him. But we'll easily be able to do that with another Queen Ysabelle if we want, right there. Use it on our first strip, keep tanking it up, keep making it do more damage. And of course that ignores armor because it's magical damage, it's not physical damage like skulls. All casts are, even if they're like attack based. So from here, I'm probably just going to create a bunch of blues, then hopefully we can get a Valkyrie cast. That'll also increase his attack, which will just make our Queen Ysabelle do even more damage. To the point that it might even one-shot soon. And there we even got a treasure map, so very, very nice overall. We'll do that again. Almost going to be enough to kill. It does seem like it's buffing after the damage though, which it would be cool if it did it beforehand, but she's already pretty strong even without that, so we'll do that. Get him even higher attack. We'll almost have him at, oh, we do have him over 100. 107 attack. So at this point, we can just keep plowing them down over and over and over again. I can really see something like this being a build. I really don't see what you counter this with, except maybe Entangle, but then even then, you can just start buffing up a different troop instead of your first slot. But yeah, all we need now is a Valkyrie cast, and that'll fill up our other Queen Ysabelle, and that'll be it. Let's see, anywhere we can cast that. Oh, nope, we don't even need to cast it. There we go, skulls, 112 damage. We had 137 that we could do, completely one-shotted. So yeah, Queen Ysabelle, definitely pretty strong. Very good with 2 or 3 of her in a team. I'd probably say stick with 2 though, and just do Valkyrie and something else, just so, well, for one, it's easier to only get 2 than 3, and also because it'll just be, you might have a little bit of hard time starting up if you're only using something like 4 colors between Valkyrie and triple Queen Ysabelle. But anyways, let's go into our second team, which might struggle some against what he's using right now. Let me switch that out for Queen Ysabelle. Is just using it as a placeholder. So now we're going pretty much an all-human knight, or all-human, I should say, just with 1 giant. We have the giant there to buff up his attack. We have Luther just there for the attack buff. We have Cyclops there, who's going to be doing its first damage to the first enemy. And the one that this is based around is the new Innkeeper. Innkeeper increases all other allies' attack, but then loses 1 magic. In most instances, I would say that Luther is pretty much always better than Innkeeper, and even at that, Luther is already pretty weak. But Main reason for this is Luther with the leadership trait is pretty much going to be doing as much attack gain as a fully leveled up Innkeeper. So you really don't need Innkeeper for the most part unless your team synergy needs yellow. For instance, maybe if you had a War or a Cyclops, you might want to put it with an Innkeeper instead of something like a Luther, because Luther is blocked on some of that mana. But as far as this team is concerned, he is going to be doing somewhat okay. It is pretty cool that they're starting to add troops that have like they do something negative to your team and then something positive. It'd be cool if they had more of those just on a higher effect, maybe like a -5, but then have a really good other ability that it does. But anyways, we're going to go forward with this. Banner set to green, red for Cyclops, green for Queen Ysabelle, and we'll see how this goes. Against what he's currently using, I'm pretty sure we will lose. Actually, so much so, I think I might just repick. Anything against a Bone Dragon without any kind of proper tank is probably going to be a lose. And let me guess, Bone Dragon? Nope, actually we can do this. Okay, this will be okay then. Let's try it against this. Still probably lose, but we'll see. It depends how quickly we can get looping. Of course, the first team is much better than this one. Innkeeper overall, I would say, isn't really much needed as a troop. Early on, it'd probably be good, since it does appear to have a fairly high attack boost, even more than Luther, probably by the time it becomes a mythic. Let's see, we'll do that. Earlink. We can just take a yellow now. We'll get him up. We do not use purple. Again, same with the first team. We didn't use purple in the first team. We didn't use purple in this team. If you're ever up against a Mercy or Alchemist, these kind of teams would be pretty good. But I guess I'll start on Queen Ysabelle. But it's really important if we get her up, she'll be able to give mana to pretty much everything else. She actually works in pretty much any team simply because she can give mana to all other allies, which makes her very, very good, regardless of what you use her with. And there goes the mana core, hopefully on Luther. Nope, I needed that Queen Ysabelle. But take the blue there, start getting our attack buffed up. We also have the Innkeeper, double attack buff. I am going to hold the Innkeeper, probably. The main reason is we are going to be losing some magic from that, which will mean we'll be doing less there, or less on pretty much everything, really. So that one magic debuff is actually going to be a little horrible. Like, his first cast is really good, but everything else after that is going to start diminishingly getting worse. So we'll use our Luther here. Kind of just holding out now, trying to get Queen Ysabelle if it would stop stunning us, or draining us, I should say. We can get red too. I did set banner to +1 on red just so we can get our Cyclops up better, just so we can use its extremely high attack to just hopefully one-shot. Eventually it'll be up to one-shot, just like what we did the previous match, except it can also cast 2 whenever it chooses to. Unfortunately, it is taking our green. We really need green mana, or else we're not going to be able to get up our Ysabelle. So we'll use this. It will lower our magic, but it'll be worth it for the attack. Oh, and it actually debuffs magic first, so he automatically is doing... Oh, never mind. He doesn't actually reduce his own magic. I didn't notice that. Because I thought the everything loses 1 magic, including himself. But actually the magic loss and the attack gain are both on everything else. I knew the attack gain was. I didn't realize that 1 magic loss would be. But let's just keep going then. That's actually pretty beneficial now that I won't be doing that. He'll take the skulls right there, and I'll take definitely those greens. Hopefully we can beat the famine to being able to cast with our Queen Ysabelle. Nope. That is not going to happen unless we get a skull drop right there. Nope. Nope. Yeah, it's going to use famine. That's probably going to kill whatever it aims at. Okay, good. It did it on Queen Ysabelle, and our Queen Ysabelle lives. So now we need to get all of our mana again. Don't want to do that, or else he's going to take those skulls and the purple. We can try getting our Innkeeper up again. That might be worth it right here. I would take that, but he would get purple off it, and then Carnex, and then he'll just keep looping from there. Now, famine is really what's going to be annoying this match, because we don't really have a team to be able to counter that right now with the fully buffing attack that we have going on. If we can get that Carnex dead, we should be in a pretty good position this match. Blue, go for that. Get Queen Ysabelle up. Get our attack buff again. At this point, we're just going to be one-shotting again, just in a slower format. But this team would definitely be good if you have Queen Ysabelle early on, since Luther you get from the First Kingdom, rare, common, and you can get Queen Ysabelle this week from event keys if you get lucky. So fairly easy to get this team overall. But its effectiveness is definitely not as good as the previous team using Queen Ysabelle. That is for sure. Mostly because we don't really have anything that can do the board. Or actually, we have literally nothing that can touch the board. That's the main reason why we're a bit slow here on being able to do anything. So we'll just take the purples here. Can't actually use it. There's nothing on the board that we can use. And he's starting to get Famine up. He'll then cast Famine. And we'll probably get to an endless loop unless we can get Queen Ysabelle up. Actually, we might even be stronger when Luther dies, which is kind of weird. Mainly because of what we'll be able to do with our Queen Ysabelle after the fact. So we will take these skulls. Karnex will get all of that up that he needs. Our Luther will die pretty much any moment here. He'll explode those 2 skulls, which isn't too much. And now we'll definitely be able to get up our Cyclops again and actually use them this time unless he famines. Yep, there goes the famine. Please use it on our Luther. Nope. We're going to survive with a 1 HP. We're going to survive with a 1 HP Cyclops. So now we have to deal with the whole farming again. And I'm pretty sure at this point we are going to lose just from the sheer tankiness and looping that he does have against his team. So we'll just try it. Let's see what he does there. And yeah, that's going to go for the double kill. And now all we really have is a Queen Ysabelle with a barely up attack on a Innkeeper, which technically could probably still win. We could try. If he gets one more Luther cast off, it's over though. But we do have a high enough attack on it, and the fact that we're still getting a bunch of armor because of Queen Ysabelle, that we should be able to survive. Unless they're going like true damage, there's really the amount of armor you're going to get from Queen Ysabelle is going to be huge. Oh, he'll take 3 skulls. And if we can just take a skull and then get a buff on Queen... We haven't used Queen Ysabelle once in this team because it doesn't have the mana generation to do so, which is a bit of an issue, which I knew was going to happen, but I wanted to try using earlier game troops rather than anything later. So let's see. Okay, finally we get Queen Ysabelle up. That'll be nice. We'll take the skull first since free turn, and the other skull just so we can get it killed. Is that we even have the Innkeeper up. Actually, I might just have her buff herself. Let's see. Queen Ysabelle solo an entire enemy team. Can we do that? Probably. That is probably something that can happen. Okay, so we will take these skulls first. Then I'll probably use Innkeeper and then her, or her then Innkeeper. She's reduced by 1 magic, unfortunately, because of the thing earlier. And she's about to lose another one soonish.
Mana Surge.
But yeah, let's just go all in on the Queen Ysabelle. We can probably win it that way. Against the Famine, because that Famine is going to have its ability up soon, so there's not much we can really do to that. So I will use the Innkeeper first, give it some mana, all that. It'll lower the magic by 1 on Queen Ysabelle, but it'll give her a bunch of attacks, which is much better. I completely... Oh, I didn't look at those greens. I did not look at those greens. Well, there goes. Because of that, we lost our Queen Ysabelle. Not too bad, though. We can just get it back up. Unfortunately, she is a farmer and... or a support troop, and we'll be giving it to all allies. So the fact that in the position that we're in now, she won't actually be able to gain mana generation from whenever she does anything. But we still will be pretty good as far as killing them, as long as we can get her mana back up. If we can get her mana back up. That will be the issue here. It'll probably take every single color as soon as it comes, unless we get something like that, in which case we'll probably be able to do better. We really need 1 skull right here, but we won't be able to take that at the moment. Let's see, can Queen Ysabelle solo an entire enemy team? Probably. I'm pretty sure she's strong enough to solo an entire enemy team, even without anything supporting her. At least with how high she has her attack buff right now. All we really need now is to keep farming her ability up. And we should be in a good position. The only thing that can really stop us now is that Famine, of course. And it's actually getting pretty close to being able to cast, so I think it is actually going to be able to stop us. So we'll take skulls right there. And we're still at 84 attack, so 2 skulls will kill any of them. There's 1. I'm going to stop taking mana for now because it's pretty much pointless with that Famine about to cast. Yeah, right there. So even if there was mana here, like that green, that blue over there, I actually don't want to take it. Or else he's just going to do even more damage to me with his 2x ratio on... mana drained. So we'll let him do that. This comeback, if we seriously win this with just Queen Ysabelle, I think we will. Forget any team. Just go back to triple Ysabelle. Just make like 4 times Ysabelles. No, you at least need to put a Valkyrie in it. That first team we showed would definitely be much quicker than this. And it's still pretty easy for newer players to build. The only thing you really need is 2 Queen Ysabelles, which might be a little bit hard to get since she is a legendary. But she is in the event drop pool for this week, or the event key drop pool, I mean. Let's see. We'll take that. Please don't take those yellows. Good. Oh no, it still took a color it needs. Okay, so Skull's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Let me take that first though. Get her ability up. Take those Skulls, and we are set to win this now. There's basically nothing that could really happen to make us lose at this point. Of course, it could still be possible if we get like insane unlucky. But there we go with our 85 attack. One more shot, and it's over. So yeah, that was actually a pretty big comeback right there. Queen Ysabelle pretty much soloing an entire team for the most part. She did get a couple of attack buffs from other things, but oh, dang, never mind. I didn't think it would actually get that attack boost or the skull off that drop. Well, there goes us on that. Oh well, she put up a good effort. She almost soloed them. It was pretty much a 1 versus 3, but let's go to another team, which is definitely better than this. It's actually an all-knight team. If I could try getting a dragon on the enemy team, that'd be good. So we can throw the new dragon knight. Just switch out its let's see. Let's get Queen Ysabelle in here. And something very interesting about this team is we are going all human knights. We're getting a pretty big bonus here from 4 4s. This is basically, I think, the 3rd instance of 4 4s in the game, where we get 4 human, 4 knights, and 4 swords edge for a total of let's see, what is this? 16 armor. It's 16 armor, 4 attack, and 2 life to all allies for doing this. So that's a pretty hefty boost. I have it on double blue banner so we can get Knight Coronet and Queen Ysabelle up quicker. Lance Knight will also be helping with that with its magic link or its water link. And we also have the Dragon Knight here, who is new this week. Deals damage to an enemy, and if they have a dragon, deals 6 damage to all enemies. He also has Dragon Slayer, which would make him pretty good with Skull Spammers as well. But before I actually do this team, let's go back to repicking, or we can just do this 2 trophy. I want to be able to use it on a team that does have dragons, so let's repick and see if we can get a 3 trophy battle without Bone Dragon. All these teams using Queen Ysabelle do end up getting a pretty high attack, so we will not be able to use it as effectively. Also, there is still this glitch where repick sometimes endlessly load screens us, so let's go back and get into that then. And I already failed the first recording. That was back when it was lagging like insanely crazy. So let's go back into PvP. It still does your repick, but sometimes it just lags that. I believe they're fixing that next patch, which is coming out in about 2 weeks. So let's see if I can repick this again. Get a dragon on this enemy team. Any dragon other than Bone Dragon. Well, that's a weird team. Well, let's keep repicking until we get anything that we can actually use our Dragon Knight with. I'm pretty sure earlier on in the game you wouldn't have to repick that much since all dragon teams are very, very popular. But the only dragon that's really insanely popular in late game on defense is Bone Dragon. It's literally everywhere. I guess it's first slot here. I'll take it on first slot. I don't mind taking it off on first slot. It's when it's in last slot gets a little bit harder since we don't have as much that can really hit it. But let's try this. Bone Dragon's going to be a little bit annoying since we do have insanely high armor. It's pretty much going to make the entire board skulls. Well, we should be able to still take it out as long as we kill it before it casts, or if it only gets 1 cast off, we should be fine. We do have Stone Skin too, and an armor buff every single turn, including on the first turn with our Queen Ysabelle. Our Lance Knight will pretty much go unused. We're mainly just using him for his initial Night Bond boost, as well as his Water Link, and for the fact that he's a human knight in Sword's Edge, just so we can get all the additional bonuses that we have for our current team. So let's start getting the Dragon Knight out. He is fairly good against dragon teams, particularly early on in the game, since regardless of where you are in the game, he does 6 damage to all dragons if the enemy has a dragon. And of course, Bone Dragon is a dragon, so for the duration of dragon surviving, you will be getting that 6 extra damage to all enemies every single time it does a cast. So let's see. Queen Ysabelle, Knight Coronet. I'm probably going to try getting Knight Coronet up now. Just keep taking those blues whenever they're available since we have such a huge boost on them right now. I can't take those reds because they'll just get purples off them, and I do not want him getting a Bone Dragon cast off, that's for sure. And we still get the reds after all, so we will be able to show the new Dragon Knight fairly easily. We'll have take another skull, and we're almost going to get that kill off it. Unfortunately, we still need one more skull after our cast to be able to kill it, but let's try rushing it down now. It'll do an extra 6 damage to everything as well. And now all we need is any damage on it. Oh, that famine though. Okay, that's going to be a little bit bad that he just got a famine up right there. Also, again, we aren't using purple, but Knight Coronet does remove all purples. So that will help us quite a bit there. Unfortunately, he does have a fully upped famine, and there's pretty much nothing we can do here. Unless we get very lucky off of something. Nope. So he's going to use that. Going to do a lot of damage to whatever he targets at. Luckily, we're getting 2 armor per turn, so physical damage isn't really going to do that much. Unless it's something like a Bone Dragon, where it tears apart your armor. But now let's try getting our Dragon Knight up again, so we can kill off the Bone Dragon before it can do anything. We can do that with a skull as well, if we need to. Take purple down there. Let's see. Skull? Nope, we won't be able to use a skull there. We'll just keep taking red. All we need now is red or brown, and we can take that out. Ooh, it's going to get some damage. Luckily, we're pretty tanky between the stone skin and armor we're getting per turn. You can see we're already hitting over 100 armor because of her armor buffing that she has from there. The fact that we have all of these bonuses starting us with 16 extra armor from the start of the battle. All of that is really helping a lot in being able to just be so tanky against any kind of anything that's just physical damage. It's going to hit the armor before it hits the HP is doing really good. Of course, that does make it extremely receptible to true damage, which is just going to plow it apart. So right here, before we use our Knight Coronet, I am going to use this on the dragon, and it is exactly enough. We'll do 19 and then 6 to off. Or well, actually, that was 1 extra, but it's still enough to kill the Bone Dragon. Now we won't do the extra 6 damage to everything now that we have lost the dragon on the enemy team, but we will still have him. Knight Coronet. All we really need now is to get Queen Ysabelle up, or just keep spamming Knight Coronet, and we're pretty much good to go. This team is also fairly easy to build as long as you can get Queen Ysabelle early on in the game. Dragon Knight is only a ultra rare, and you can get him from this event as well. Knight Coronet's an ultra rare, and a pretty popular one at that for early game. And Lance Knight you literally start with at the beginning of the game, and the only trait you'd really need on it is up to Water Link, which is pretty easy to get. And yeah. Okay, so he does have a courage there, so I am going to take red before anything else happens. I don't want there to be too many reds on the board for when he casts, just to make sure he has the best possibility of missing. I'm going to start getting our Queen Ysabelle up, kind of hold off on our Knight Coronet. Want to get her mana up so we can actually cast her, start using her on our Lance Knight, or even on herself would probably be good. And go on from there. Goals, ooh. Goals I will probably keep there. I believe I just gave it an extra turn off the gold. Yes, I did. But we're going to lose that mana anyways because of how the board was set up. He's just going to be doing the famine. Okay, he's holding the famine, which is somewhat okay. We can take some mana. He's going to use that mana though probably this turn. Okay, we have Queen Ysabelle. Unfortunately, he's going to drain right now, so we will not be able to use that. But 82 damage. Even at 82 damage, you can see we have so much tankability because of how much we're getting from our Queen Ysabelle and that starting bonus. Every single turn is just an insane amount of attacking. The only thing that can really tear through it is a Bone Dragon or Grave Knight that can actually tear through all armor, or true damage. True damage would absolutely destroy teams like these, but if the enemy doesn't have any true damage, it will definitely survive pretty much forever. Especially if you start putting multiple Queen Ysabelles into a team, you're pretty much set to go. But we do have to deal with a famine here. Not going to be able to do too much to that. I'm going to make sure I keep those blues there so I can take them next turn. Go get a famine off once again. We need to beat him off with our Queen Ysabelle so we can actually do some damage to him. Probably use him on our Knight, or maybe even on herself, just because our Knight might end up dying soonish. So we don't use yellow anymore. We also never did use purple, but we did have our Knight Coronet earlier to try to deny those purples. Just keep taking anything that's Queen Ysabelle mana. Hopefully he'll create us blues or greens. Let's see. Nope, he created skulls, which is actually the best thing a courage can do. And he's going to do the opposite of us. Instead of doing, instead of rushing a bunch of armor, he's going to be getting a bunch of HP and attack. And of course, what he's rushing is actually better than what we're rushing with this team. But we'll have to see how this ends up turning out. We'll take skulls, and that will actually kill out our... wow, he's already at 106 attack. I did not see how high he has already gotten that. So that is very, very, very strong what he's doing right now. We could try going for the Queen Ysabelle. I think it might just be safer going for goals right here. Try getting that Famine dead. Famine is pretty much the best mythic in the entire game right now as far as mythics are concerned. But as soon as we get that dead, we should be pretty set to go. The Courages do have a lot of attack, but as long as we make sure he never really gets any skulls, I doubt he'll actually aim at skulls. I'm pretty sure the AI is pretty random on what it ends up doing for the Guardian converts on the board, so we should be okay as far as that. We can also use our Lance Knight for board control if we really need that later into this match, but we'll use that. We still will need one more damage source to kill it off. Let's see. Okay, good. He did not get Famine up, though there is no skulls that we can actually kill it with, and it is going to go for the Famine cast right here. So yeah, we are going to be extremely disabled from all of this. As far as these other ones really don't appear to be doing excessively well. Both of them were made more towards early game though, which might be why. The first team I made was the only one I'd really thought would end up working. So maybe before we end out this video, I should probably go back to show that one again and how good it actually is. Because these other twos definitely aren't working too well in the late game, despite like this team specifically is like literally made to be made from Sword's Edge, and you can see it's not really working against what is currently meta in the match. So I'm actually just going to end this match right here. Obviously it's going to take forever either for him to kill us with these skulls, or like in a couple shots, or for us to kill him over time with everything that we have. Come on, retreat. And now the server issues. Error, retreating to service is currently unavailable. Yes, we know, server issues. Stop telling us. It happens every Monday. Server issues are going to be fixed in about a couple weeks, or at least they're going to start integrating over to different servers, at which point it'll hopefully be working a lot better than it is now. And as soon as we load back into this game, I do want to show that one team just one more time, because it is pretty insane. Hopefully we get a, let's see, come on, load, see what we're up against. As long as it's not a Bone Dragon, we should be fine, because this team doesn't really have anything to tank with. Okay, it's a skull spam team, a little bit annoying, but I think we might be able to do okay with it. It doesn't matter too much that he has a Mercy. We actually don't even use purple, so that's going to be pretty beneficial to us. Any team that has a Mercy, as long as he misses his ability, we should be pretty much fine in going into this. Of course, we have a lot of things that can be casted quickly. We have Valkyrie, so we're actually going to be getting Soul Farm as well. This team does require 2 Queen Ysabelles, which is slightly harder to get. But as far as everything else, it should be really good in being able to take it out. We saw it the first time. Let's see it this time, as it does seem to be the only excessively viable team of these 3, even though that third one was basically made to be made in Sword's Edge. But Sword's Edge, 4x Sword's Edge has always been pretty weak in this game. The main reason is the bonus for that is pure armor, and of every stat in the game, armor is actually the weakest. Unless you're using like Rowan or Paladin or something with a boost ratio, it doesn't really work, and there's very few teams that can actually synergize in that way. So he's going to do the Mercy, which is actually going to help us. Not excessively, but let's see. We'll definitely go for the Valkyrie here. I'm just seeing... Okay, we'll definitely take that. Trying to see where we'll get our blue. I really don't want to have to convert out brown, but we'll have to do one color that we use regardless, just to convert it out the yellow that we don't use. So here we go. We have 2 Queen Ysabelles up again, and you know what happens from here. I'll just ignore that skull. We can do that on our Northrender. That gives them mana 2, and we just keep looping, going over again. I might as well use him first. That will also give him enough tack to actually be able to kill the Great Maul. We even get a lucky extra turn off it from the sky. We'll do that, take him out with the standard soul damage, and doing pretty good from here. All we have to do is just make sure there's no extra turns on the board. Looks fine to me. So now we just keep spamming Queen Ysabelle. Use a Valkyrie probably next turn, fill up the Queen Ysabelle. Rinse, repeat, you'll get almost the max souls, or even the max souls, depending on how high your Valkyrie is. Plus, you'll be able to just keep looping. Just keep looping over and over again. We'll take these skulls, thank you. I'll also be Northrender mana, the last one that he needed. We're getting 2 armor on our Northrender and both our Queen Ysabelle. Unfortunately, Valkyrie is not a human, it's just a divine, so she's not getting the armor buff as well. We'd even get an extra bonus. Right now, we're only getting 2 life because we're using both the Northrender and Valkyrie together, both from the Stormheim Kingdom. So we'll use this buff first, get its attack up, then we'll use his ability. That should be enough to kill Shegra. And all we would have to do, and that would give us the mana for the other Queen Ysabelle, and that would then end the match. As far as teams I was trying, of course I didn't really get to try any of them, but as far as any that I could think of, I mean, this one would probably work the best. You could try different first slots like Gorgotha or other things, but as far as speed with her, I feel like this is one of the quicker builds out there currently. And as you can see, that's enough damage to kill. And we have like 1 billion armor and 122 attack on our Northrender. So yeah, that ended up working pretty well. I believe we're going to get the max capacity of souls for this match if the servers would actually go. Come on, servers. You got this. Go, Victor. If it just goes to screen here, then I'll just end the video here. Come on. Okay. So yeah, that will end it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Sorry about all these issues that are happening like here and there. Obviously, I have no control over it. The devs to a point don't even have any control over it until next patch, because they will be integrating their servers over soon. But anyways, that will do it for this video. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.